Hey guys, it's Destiny, and in today's video, I'm going to be discussing Clara, who is a 5-star part of the standard character banner. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. To begin, I'd like to discuss Clara's kit. Clara is a physical character part of the Destruction class and is able to do a few things with her base kit. Clara is able to have damage reduction from the damage taken from enemies, taunt enemies, and counterattack enemies. Clara's talent inflicts enemies who attack Clara with Savrok's counter, which will allow Clara to do more damage against enemies with her skill, and Clara also has damage reduction from enemies under the Savrok's protection. Clara's ultimate allows the damage taken from enemies to be further decreased, and Clara is able to taunt enemies for 2 turns. Savrok's counter is also enhanced, and whenever an ally takes damage, Savrok is guaranteed to launch counters against those enemies. For her ultimate, the enhanced counter can be used up to 2 times. As for Clara's skill, she can attack all enemies based on her physical attack and does additional damage to enemies inflicted with Savrok's counter mark. Afterwards, the mark is removed from those enemies. Clara's technique allows her to begin the battle with her taunt, which is great for allowing her to mark enemies quickly with Savrok's counter mark. As for Clara's traces, which are essentially talents in Honkai style, Clara is able to increase her resistance to the crowd control debuff, which the crowd control debuff can possibly counteract Savrok, as she will not be able to do her counter attacks if I am not mistaken, and she's able to have a chance to dispel debuffs applied to her and lastly increase Savrok's counter damage. Overall, Clara has a strong and unique base kit, and her main goal is to inflict enemies with Savrok's counter, generate her ultimate as much as possible, and be able to punish enemies for attacking your team, as Savrok's counter does a hefty amount of damage and Clara can essentially protect your team from taking damage as she taunts the enemy. Now let's get into Clara's Eidolons. Clara's Eidolons allow her to do numerous things that further enhance her base kit. Clara's first Eidolon allows her to use her skill freely without having to worry about enemies having their Savrok counter mark removed, which means Clara will always be able to do that additional amount of damage against them. Clara's second Eidolon allows her to have an attack increase for a few turns after using her ultimate. Her fourth Eidolon allows her to have a further damage reduction from enemies' attacks. Lastly, her sixth Eidolon allows a chance for Savrok to mark enemies who attack allies, and Clara will be able to get an additional enhanced counterattack from her ultimate. Clara's Eidolons are incredible for allowing her to take even less damage, which increases her sustainability further and do a lot more damage against enemies consistently. Additionally, if you are enjoying the video so far, make sure to hit the subscribe button and let's carry on. Clara has multiple relic sets she can take advantage of. I recommend these sets here and feel like they can all be of good value. The Guard of Withering Snow set can be good for Clara's damage taken to be reduced even further and for restoring health. Personally, I recommend the Champion of Streetwise Boxing relic set the most, as it increases Clara's physical attack and increases her attack by a percentage each time she is attacked, which will last for the rest of the fight. This can stack up to 5 times. For her Planetary Ornament set, which are the 2 additional relics you add in the middle of your relic set, I recommend the Pan-Galactic Commercial Enterprise. Wow, that's a long one, as it'll increase her effect hit rate and also increase her attack percentage. Overall, either of these sets I listed will be great for Clara and could definitely assist her defensively or offensively. Now for light cones, Clara has a few light cones you can pick from. The ones I recommend the most are Something Irreplaceable, On the Fall of an Eon, or Nowhere to Run. Nowhere to Run is our 4-star option, which increases her attack and restores her HP based on her attack whenever she defeats an enemy. This light cone can be great for increasing Clara's overall damage and also allowing her to have even more sustainability. As for On the Fall of an Eon, which is one of the 5-star options, this light cone allows Clara to increase her attack each time that she is attacked for up to 4 stacks. And whenever she breaks enemies' weakness meter, she's able to increase her damage for a few turns. This light cone is great for increasing Clara's attack and damage in a fight. As for her best in slot, it'll be Something Irreplaceable. Get it? Something Irreplaceable? Okay, I'll stop. This light cone increases Clara's attack, and whenever Clara defeats an enemy or gets hit, she'll restore HP equal to a percentage of her attack and also increase her damage until the end of the next turn. This light cone feels like an improved version of the 4-star light cone I mentioned earlier, and this light cone allows Clara to have even more attack increased sustainability at a consistent rate, and also her overall damage increases. Overall, Clara's Lightcone options are all good options for Clara to take advantage of for her defensive and offensive capabilities. Lastly, let's go over team comps. I'd recommend Clara on a team that centers around supporting her as she's able to output large amounts of damage. Some characters I can recommend with Clara can either be Natasha or Bailu for heals, March 7th for increased taunt on Clara and shields, Pela for decreasing enemies' defenses, and eventually Silverwolf since she can inflict a type weakness onto a foe, and assuming she inflicts the foe with a physical weakness, then Clara is able to do even more damage and break weakness meters faster with the help of Silverwolf. As for buffers, if you have Tingyun or Branya, they can further increase Clara's damage capabilities, and for free-to-play aspects, Natasha or March 7th would be great for Clara out of the free-to-play characters available. It ultimately depends on what characters you have and can combine to support Clara in a fight. As for my personal thoughts on Clara, I do still think she is a niche character, but she's incredibly powerful when she has the right supports or relics and light cones. She could be very good in endgame-like modes, as those fights will go on longer due to the increased sustainability of enemies. Since they have larger HP amounts, bulkier shields, and do more damage overall to your team, because of that, I feel like Clara will be an incredible character to have since she has really good sustainability. Her counterattacks really punish the enemy for trying to attack your team. I honestly do hope that I end up getting Clara, as I love to showcase her build once I get further in the game and would love to show you guys Clara full in action. But I'll let you guys know who I do get as my standard character once that time comes. That'll be all though for my Clara video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm actually going to be releasing more Star Rail guides and more character guides in the upcoming days, and I'm actually working on a character guide playlist with EO, as he'll be covering some of these standard characters on his channel while I do some on mine. Make sure to subscribe for those upcoming Star Rail guides, and let me know in the comments down below which 5-star you want the most in Honkai Star Rail. I hope you have a nice one. Peace.